Hello guys, this is my review for the latest chapter of Toriko, chapter 333, I think? 338, excuse me, I'm sorry, whatever. Anyways, the title of the chapter is Joa versus Midora, so we should know what the main chapter is about, but there is a lot of stuff that we learned in this chapter. First, we learned that in the very beginning, we see Jiro with that octopus frog thing that reminded me of the poisonous pufferfish that they first fought in the very beginning of Toriko. We see Jiro do a knocking on this thing, but his original knocking, the one where he's not like buffed up or anything, that usually works on many enemies, doesn't work on this guy. He said, and if that indicates to us that it is very powerful, this is also yet again shown later on that when he says it has the same power as well, not really the same, let me see what he says. It's like the rotation of a giant planet. That means this animal thing, creature, monster has the same energy level or power or whatever as the rotation of a giant planet, to the point where Jiro cannot knock it the normal way. And then we see in this panel as well later on, he says, not since one of the 8 kings, I think. That shows us and indicates to us and notifies us that Jiro actually fought with one of the 8 kings and lived to tell, and he did a knocking on one of the 8 kings, and this ability that he's gonna use, he used it against an 8 king. Later on, when we start learning about this ability that he's gonna be using, Setsuno says, or his arm, he basically just buffs up like extremely big automatically. He just gets buff and really buff. And then the monster's like, it says on the panel that the monster is changing forms because it's starting to get scared. It sensed the danger and it started to change its form. And once Jiro gets bigger, he lifts his arm like this. His gigantic muscle-bound arm. He lifts it like that, and it's like about that big. And then he just condenses the power. It reminded me of how Luffy is. Yes, I'm gonna be I tie a lot of things to One Piece. It reminded me of how Luffy's power is. And it just got shorter. And Setsuno's like, Jiro, do not hit the planet with that. Do not hit the planet with that ability. Basically saying that if he does use that or accidentally hits the planet with that ability, everyone is screwed. The possibility of worldwide chaos is high if it lands on the Earth. So, and then we get the beginning of it, which was the very beginning of the title of the ability was Big Bang. We don't know anything else that happened in it, but that's the only thing that we know is Big Bang. Now we get to Midoriya sorry, just read Boku no Hero. Midoriya versus Joa, the main meat of the chapter. Midoriya is basically looking at Joa, looking at him. I still don't understand, but I think it's a her. I'm not even sure. Him? Maybe? I'm not sure. Anyways, looking at it, he's looking at Joa, and in 0.01 second, in that nanosecond, Joa attacked Midoriya. And then she starts explaining that there was this creature that only gave way that creature had perfect defense except for that 0.01 nanosecond, I don't know which one. And Joa says that creature would live millions and millions of years until one would finally be able to hit it at that 0.01 and it would die. And then Midoriya's like, are you? He's like, yes, I am. Basically, when he attacked her, or when Joa attacked Midoriya, Joa expected him to be damaged, to be to sustain a lot of damage. I'm guessing that he used like a lot of power against Midora. I think I'm not real. I think he used a lot of power on Midora, and and Joe was shocked. He's like, because Midora's like, "Ugh, I guess you're not the one." Like nothing. It was just poofed, just vanished. Probably because he finally ate life. I think is the one is or soup. Finally ate the soup, and so that was amazing. It shows to us that Midora is extremely powerful, maybe even able to go toe to toe with Joa. And then we start getting the backstory that about life and all that stuff, and that basically Joa is the monster that lurks inside Froze. When Acacia wanted to revive Froze didn't want to come back. He knew how monstrous Acacia was. He knew the monster that was inside Acacia, and Froze didn't want to come back, and basically protected her own soul from going back to her own body. And what Acacia got instead was the soul monster that was inside of Froze, and that soul monster came into contact and basically took over Joe or Froze's body. So that gave us confirmation, yes, this is Froze, but at the same time it's not Froze, it's her monster. I have the chapter right in front of me. Yeah, it's made out of pure water. Froze, yeah, here it is. Froze's soul, Froze herself refused to be revived because Froze feared the thing that lurked inside Acacia. So, and Midora asked, where is Acacia? What do you plan to do? And he asked what his goal is. I'm reading the chapter, by the way. We just want to discover yet unseen tastes. Unseen tastes. We know those unseen tastes is below the earth and also beyond in space, beyond the planets, all over the planets. Because the food that they got now is thanks to a meteorite that landed on Earth and encompassed the whole world with a new crust. And if they find the origin of that in space, that'll give them amazing, delicious food that they can eat and love. So most likely by the end of Toriko, we will have gone into space. We will do a lot of stuff in space. Latter half of Toriko, I'm gonna guess, is space. After they finish the Earth stuff, they're gonna go to space. I'm excited about that. Super excited, and I think that's about it. We didn't learn anything else. Yep, the farthest land. When he said the farthest land, space was it. So that was really interesting. That was really good chapter. I loved it. Lots of information, more world building yet again. Of course, more world building. We get lots of world building from Toriko, a lot, and I love it. This was a great, fantastic chapter. Yet again, more information, more stuff to tantalize our taste buds. Basically, it's so good. I love Toriko. You guys, please go read it. Manga Town, Manga Here, Manga Window. Buy the volumes. I'm gonna start buying volumes for my favorite manga now. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys again next time. And girls too, ladies. Thank you for watching as well. That 3.1% of you guys, girls that watch, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it because I am a horrible guy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Makes me feel special. Thank you. I don't know why I keep doing this, but yeah, thank you yet again.